Okay, let's dive right into this. Today, we're unpacking the story of history's most epic 30-year journey. We're tracing the massive, globe-spanning footsteps of Ibn Battuta, arguably the greatest medieval traveler the world has ever seen.
120,000. That is the mind-blowing number of kilometers this guy traveled. And remember, we're talking about the 14th century here. There are absolutely no airplanes, no trains, no cars, just pure, unbelievable human endurance.
Part 1. A simple pilgrimage begins.
You know, it's easy to think of him as some sort of invincible superhero, but leaving his parents in Tangier was actually one of the absolute hardest moments of his life. At just 21 years old, he set off completely alone on horseback, carrying practically nothing but basic supplies and a whole lot of faith. Let's move to Aten and see how this builds, because travel back then was just insanely dangerous. Departing in 1325, he barely survived a severe illness in North Africa just a few weeks later. But he pushed through, and months later he's just marveling at the grand mosques of Cairo and Damascus before finally making it to Mecca for the Hajj in 1326. Moving on to Part 2, exploring the Islamic world. Now, after completing the Hajj, he had this huge realization. The Islamic world was vast, connecting completely different continents through religion, trade, and scholarship. So he made a monumental decision. The journey doesn't end at Mecca. He literally just decided not to go home. And that single, incredibly ambitious choice is exactly what transformed a young pilgrim into history's greatest explorer. From there, the sheer pace of his continuous travel is just breathtaking. He explored Iraq, Iran, and Turkey. He rubbed elbows with kings, scholars, and wealthy merchants. He even traveled way down the East African coast to prosperous trading cities like Mogadishu, Mombasa, and Kilwa Kisiwani, taking careful notes on everything from the people to the stunning coral stone architecture. Which brings us to Part 3, danger, diplomacy, and China. After navigating some really treacherous mountains in Central Asia to reach the powerful Delhi Sultanate in India, the local sultan was so blown away by Ibn Battuta's education that he actually appointed him as a qadi, which is an Islamic judge. Now, this brought serious wealth, but he was in a super unpredictable court where you could be generously rewarded one day and, well, severely punished the next.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer amount of chaos he faced next. To safely get out of India, he accepted a diplomatic mission to China. But almost immediately, disaster strikes. We're talking violent pirate attacks on his ships, massive storms totally destroying his vessels, and he ends up stranded multiple times. It was literally one rapid-fire disaster after another.
Yet, he just had this relentless momentum. He pushed right through the hardships. Months later, he's serving as a judge in the Maldives. A year after that, he's climbing Adam's Peak, a sacred mountain in Sri Lanka. And eventually, against all odds, he actually reaches his destination, completely marveling at the magnificent ships and massive trading ports of China.
Let's wrap up with Part 4, the ultimate travel legacy.
After nearly 30 years of continuous travel, he finally returns to Morocco, completely shocking everyone who had naturally assumed he had died a long time ago. But get this, he still wasn't finished. His insatiable curiosity drove him back out to explore Muslim-ruled Spain and even cross the unforgiving Sahara Desert to visit the powerful kingdom of Mali in West Africa.
Eventually, the Moroccan ruler basically ordered him to record his incredibly vivid memories. So, dictating his experiences to the scholar Ibn Juzai, he created a book called the Rihla, which translates to The Journey. And you know what? It remains one of the greatest, most important travel books ever written in human history.
So the crucial point is this. Over 3 decades, the man traveled 120,000 kilometers. He visited the equivalent of 40 modern-day countries, served as a judge and a diplomat, and produced an unparalleled first-hand record of 14th century cultures, governments, and economies. And this brilliantly illustrates his true legacy. While so many famous historical explorers traveled primarily for conquest or for trade, Ibn Battuta was different. He traveled purely for learning, for keen observation, and to deeply, truly experience the incredible diversity of the world. Which brings us to a final, provocative thought I want to leave you with. How does travel change our understanding of the world today? Ibn Battuta proved that relentless curiosity and education could connect distant civilizations centuries before the modern age. I really hope this explainer inspires you to keep learning, keep traveling, and keep exploring.